Bonjour, hi. So on Monday, May 18th in the United States and Canada, the two most beautiful words in sports are going to be spoken quite a bit today, and this is a show called What Chaos? You could say that those are the two most beautiful words in sports. From the Sports Interaction, two more great words in sports studios in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is David Bean. I sit beside Pete Blackburn, and holding it down in the city of Game 7 is Sean DePaz. Sean, bonjour, hi.
Bonjour, hi.
Do you know why I'm hammering bonjour, hi today?
I do.
Because you're trying to make it feel like we're in Montreal.
That's a good guess. What's your guess?
It's a good guess, but bonjour, hi, two most beautiful words in sports.
Oh, that's very good. Pound it, brother. I feel like we never pound it. We typically touch tips instead.
I feel like you don't. I feel like you don't reach across the aisle, for lack of a better term, very often. You know,
I gave Pete I touch Pete's face a lot. Pete has more shit on his face than...
That's true. You have been picking things off recently,
I know.
I've noticed.
I need a little like, can I get that first? It's.
If you want
COVID,
I was gonna say
With, like,
if
the
that's like a
plastic
consent thing, then I'm not gonna object.
I don't like being touched by anyone.
me either.
Yeah, so it's not a you thing.
I can be touched. I get poked and when you've lived the rock and roll lifestyle, you're getting people coming up to you and just giving you hugs. But always ask. We were listening to I was listening to a song the other day. You know this one? It's called "Kiss the Girl." It's from The Little Mermaid.
I'm listening to exclusively Luke Bryan these days.
Very good. How's your legs are looking pretty strong these days.
Because I'm climbing tree.
You've been climb tree?
Climb tree, the most beautiful words in sports.
Two most beautiful words in sports. What was I going to say? Yeah, that song "Kiss the Girl" from The Little Mermaid. Sebastian is trying to get, I think, the prince to kiss the girl so she can speak or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. How about ask the girl? Hold on.
Nice.
Thank you. Extremely meager applause.
I don't know.
Very
That's pretty
long
healthy.
applause, too.
It's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Kiss the girl," and I'm like,
What are you, Jakob Dobel?
I know what you did this weekend.
What?
Just redid the soundboard.
No, I didn't know. Those are clearly the preloaded ones. Those ones fucking
really?
suck.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even going to get in. Yeah, like that is just ass. You want the real. You want the.
That's artisanal.
That's like curated, really thoughtful, workshopped, focus grouped shit. What's on the show today, Pete?
Today on the show, Pete exclusively listens to Kids by MGMT. I'm not really sure I understand that.
There's worse ways to spend your time.
Good song.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a gotcha. I don't know if that's a inappropriate joke. I don't want to know. What do we got? Nice. Okay. Today on the show, it's Game 7. The two most beautiful words in sports. Mm-hmm. Game 7. Also the two most beautiful words in sports. Unprecedented yanking.
Great transition.
Followed by the two most beautiful words in sports. Asshole tax. And finally, the most two beautiful words in sports. Luke Bryan ass jersey.
Proud of that. Do you get it?
No.
It's just a fucking tree.
Cut out.
Is a real jersey. Do you get it?
Is
The
oh,
roadcaster cut out.
it's a
Oh, no,
palm
you're back, you're back,
tree
you're back.
on the front.
Yeah, there's a tree on the front of it.
I didn't consider that there was a tree on the front of the jersey.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Luke Bryan
because
ass jersey.
you look at other
Roadcaster
things. You don't
The
judge a book.
roadcaster cut out there for a second.
It did?
At which part?
Yeah, just a little bit of that conversation. It was only like 10 seconds. But when you asked me if I got it, you're back. You're good though.
Okay.
All right, you let me know.
The Luke Bryan ass jersey, we arrived at the conclusion that it makes sense because there's a tree on it. The Panthers jersey that we're going to talk about later in the show is just full tree on the front.
Ooh, how do we feel about this? We are doing, we're pretty symmetrical right now on set.
The jerseys.
And I'm not,
I noticed that.
how do we feel about that?
Well, there's only one series being played, so
Right.
it's not. If you're gonna do it, it's the best time to do it.
I mean, I did previously have the Knights jersey in the pimp spot because they had won their series when we last spoke. But I'll say, man, if you don't like people being annoyed with the Golden Knights, there's going to be like a few minutes today where you might want to go make a snack.
I mean, people
Pissing me off.
There was some chatter and some complaints that we spent too much time on it on Friday, and it's like it's not that big of a deal. Let's move on. Well,
As usual.
Turns out that it
Reach across, brother.
it is a big deal,
And
quite a big deal, bigger than we thought for sure.
And not to toot our own horns, and we'll take this victory lap when we get there. Absolutely fucking nailed the airport thing not being a thing. It just didn't make sense.
Noise ordinance at the airport in Anaheim
yes,
as to why they were getting the hell out of there.
When
Yeah.
it was like, well, then how come 2 players went? Torts could have gone during that time. The math just didn't math. We'll get to them, but let's start with the 2 most beautiful words in sports. Bonjour, hi. This series, I just gave you 2 candidates for the 2 best words in sports. My final answer for this is going to be the 2 most beautiful words in sports is this series. Because this series has been fucking incredible. It ends in 7, which we have jokingly been saying for Carolina Hurricanes purposes would be the case the whole way, that we actually get 7 games of this in the most, use whatever word you want as long as it's above board, endearing, derogatory, whatever. This series has been outrageous. I'm choosing to believe that everybody in the world is watching it because I have had a few people who aren't watching every hockey game say like, hey, boy, I got a couple of minutes of that Sabres Canadiens game. What are those guys doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, they've been doing it the whole series.
It has escape containment for sure. I'm stuck between wondering whether this series saved the second round or ruined the second round. Because on one hand, you could say it saved the second round because the other 3, not amazing series. Like they're entertaining at points, but definitely not amazing. But this series has also lasted long enough for us to realize that the other 3 series weren't very good. Because if this series had wrapped up in 5 or 6, we would have just cruised through the second round, not spent too much time thinking about it, and then just gone on to the conference final. But now I feel like we have to ask some questions because Gary's playoff format is supposed to really prop things up in the first 2 rounds, and where the duds has been in the conference final. Like a bunch, like 80% of the conference finals have been 5 or fewer games over the past however many years.
Sure have.
So if that's the case this year, which a lot of people are suggesting that the Avalanche are going to blow the Golden Knights out of the water and the Hurricanes might make quick work of whoever comes out of this series. If that's the case, this playoff format is not going to look good this year.
No, but I can't complain about this postseason while this series is going on.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. You'd rather have it later, but I would say the fix to that is just make sure the Canadiens win tonight because that series will still go. The Canadiens are going to, I think they're just like 7-game darlings. And what I love about the Canadiens and what I loved about Game 6 was for the first time all postseason, I said this lightly on the Patreon episode yesterday, for the first time all postseason, on Saturday night, the Canadiens got smoked and got smoked.
Right.
They've gotten smoked before, but
They won those games.
they won those games or lost by a goal and thought, boy, you know what? Just a little more puck luck. We're winning that game. We're fine. That's the first time the Canadiens have gotten their asses kicked. I mean, the weird part was when they were getting their asses kicked and they were up 3-1.
Yeah, I know.
But
Yeah.
that wasn't weird for this postseason.
No, I was like, this is perfect. This is they're going to win this game. I thought for sure Canadians were winning Game 6 as the first period went along. Alex Lyon, our poor guy, could not save a goddamn thing. I mean, he had one save, but they like corrected it in reverse. And they gave him a pity save.
Yeah, they fudged the numbers a little bit for him. They goosed his.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. He made like a nice glove save on Demidov, but I don't know why they didn't count it a shot on goal in the first place. I don't know if it was going like wide, and then they decided, never mind. We need to give him at least one save. It wasn't going wide. It was on net. Bad goaltender efficiency rating. 250.
Yeah.
Not good.
One of the worst.
Yeah, one of the worst. I mean, they were bad goaltend. There were bad efficiency ratings in that game. You know what? A bad efficiency rating.
Dobesh.
Friend of the show, Jacob Fowler.
Jacob Fowler.
Yeah, Jacob Fowler.
Allowed 1 goal on 2 shots.
Not good.
Double what Alex
not
Lyon
great.
is doing. But shout out Chris Jastrzemski. I feel bad. We don't pay Jazz.
Not double what? Oh, yeah, I guess, 50 efficiency rating, yes.
Jazz does the math. We stay out of it. But
Same amount of saves, though.
yeah, we should pay Jazz to come up with certain stats, but he
has a job.
He has a job that pays him to do that. Mm-hmm. But every now and then we'll try to nudge him like, hey, be a real shame if your job needed you to find this stat. Texted him, has there ever been a game 7 in which both teams had yanked their goalies in game 6? And this was before Dobej got pulled, but it was trending that way. And if they didn't pull him at some point, 6 goals, at that point you're like, okay, it worked the first time. There's like 10 minutes left in this game. Don't be a fucking asshole, Marty St. Louis. Jazz confirmed, first time in NHL history, that both goaltenders have been pulled in a game 6. So this game 7 is so amazing because the goaltending in the playoffs, when that becomes a discussion, sometimes people like Pete and I get to be a little pretentious about that. We're like, oh, let me guess, you're blaming the goalie? They allowed 13 goals and you're blaming the goalie? Only had 13 shots against, the goalie let in all 13 of them and you're blaming the goalie? Here's why I know more about hockey than you do. This is, I think, the most fun the goaltending discussion has been in a series in a long time. Because in the Sabres case, they yank somebody and then whoever they bring in is kind of perfect the rest of the way. Like UPL was perfect in that game last night.
Yeah.
But now they have the question of last time UPL played at home.
Right.
Kind of stunk.
Well, the
Dobej has had a horseshoe up his ass at points, and when he hasn't, he's been fucking horrible.
Right.
And Fowler's a kid.
I mean, there's no real goaltending discussion on the Habs side, at least in my mind, because like they're obviously not going anywhere other than Dobej for Game 7. I mean, they're probably going UPL on Buffalo's side, I would imagine. But the Buffalo Sabres goaltending experience has been like it doesn't really matter who the starter is because they're probably going to yank that guy, throw a dartboard at who's going to be good. Like, that's it. Like, UPL, if he gets a start, he's probably going to be bad in the first period. We'll probably see Alex Lyon the rest of the way, and he'll probably be good. If Alex Lyon starts, he's going to get yanked. UPL is going to be good. You can't trust the Sabres goaltending. It's crazy.
Chat says, y'all mind if a mixed race podcast pays Jazz?
Steals work from Jazz.
Pays Jazz. Very good. Sean, how you feeling?
You know, about as good as you can in Game 7. Like, I feel like if you get to a Game 7, that means it's a coin flip. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. I mean, as far as the goaltending is concerned, that was one of the things I said going into the playoffs. Like, part of the reason they were there was they were getting, I would say, above expectation, like, performances from Alex Lyon and UPO in particular at the end of the playoffs. And that was not necessarily, representative of their larger body of work, I would say. So like it was always on the table that they would be a little shaky at best or just downright awful at worst. So like I'm not like all that surprised that it's ended up in this situation, but that's why you have 2 goaltenders, I suppose. As long as like they proved in Game 6 that anything's possible, even if one goaltender is literally as bad as he possibly can be.
I believe, and I'm assuming they're not going to skate this morning because Lindy has fully embraced this whole we are never playing hockey unless it is a game thing. Whatever works for you, go off, Diva. I believe they will go with UPL, and I think the strategy should be just play the guy who has played well most recently, and that is UPL. So my choice would be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Mm-hmm. That said, if you have the Buffalo Sabres roster and you need one great goaltending performance for between 60 and 2,000 minutes, who do you think has the best chance of giving you that performance?
I think Alex Lyon.
The answer is Alex Lyon.
Ooh,
and that's where
I disagree.
I don't know if you've been watching the Buffalo Sabres this season.
I don't know if you have. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen at the end of this season was fucking incredible. And
but the
playoffs, though. I mean, I think we're talking just playoffs.
The best run and the best run that a goalie had for the Sabres this year wasn't close. Was Alex Lyon.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Lyon had
UPL at the end.
Didn't Lyon have like 2 months where he let in like 4 goals total?
I'm not positive. UPL or Lyon definitely did have a stretch where he was fucking incredible too. All I'm saying is that I think the gap between the floor and the ceiling is definitely the largest on UPL, and like so there's obviously a major risk there. But I think when UPL is on, he is like, there was a stretch last season, maybe the season before, where he was like legitimately the best goaltender in hockey for like 2 months.
High ceiling, low floor.
So like, what's that?
High ceiling.
What I'm saying, yeah. So like, I think if you need,
Because people vote for different reasons, but like just because they disagree with you, they still can vote for who they like.
They can vote for who they like, but I'm right.
Can you still hear
America back? Oh, what?
Can you still hear the echo, Sean? Is this going to be fixed at any point?
Yeah.
What?
We're back. Actually, it's
what? You said on the Patreon yesterday, you were like, what did you say? You didn't want there to be a runway on? Making fun of something, and then you were like, but if there's a runway on that, there's going to be a runway on the Pizza Republican joke.
I don't remember.
But you remember saying that, right?
Yeah, there's some runway talk. I forget what it was in relation to.
I do. Yeah.
It was about how the Golden Knights had to do all that shit because of planes or something. Where were we? We were talking goalies, right?
Yes, I was saying that Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's peak is higher than Alex Lyon, and in any individual game, if you need like a god tier Vezina level performance, I'm picking UPL, knowing damn well that might end very poorly, and he might give up 5 goals in the last 3 minutes of the game.
I just think that Alex Lyon, respectfully, is crazier.
He's definitely crazier,
sure.
but that may lend to more instability with a game 7.
Like, who's more likely to do the like? That's it. Those fuckers don't get to score a goal thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're trusting Lindy now because Lindy pressed a lot of the right buttons heading into game 6. It took him too long, I would argue, but he threw those lines into a blender, unlocked quite a bit for his team. I mean, the young kids, Zach Metza on the board, Jack Quinn.
And Constant Hellenius has been seriously a top 5 player in this series, and I'm not kidding.
I would agree. Our friend Matthew Bove, who we met in Buffalo, just tweeted during a little earlier ago that apparently Stephen A. Smith was asking PK Subban about Jack Quinn on First Take, and just imagine, like, that's the world we live in right now. Is that
PK said, "I don't know who that man is."
Started talking about Jack Eichel, saying he plays in Vegas now, but no, it's just shout out Lindy Ruff for actually changing things and doing the things that everybody's been asking for a very long time. Who was right about Logan Stanley not being on the team, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think that anybody was like, no, Sean, he's a good player.
It was not necessarily a hot take.
Charlotte pointed out something that I wanted to bring up. Sean McDonough hit the Arbor Xhekaj of all people.
Yeah, disrespect, rude. Shout out you, Sean McDonough. Good for you. That's not a well-known enough thing for you to do without people mistakenly thinking that's your line. So I think that he knew what he was doing there. Bad behavior, A-. Butchie's said some wild shit in his day, but you ain't taken of all people from him. That is one of the greatest calls in hockey history. As a result of Cody Ceci. Do you remember that? Cody Ceci scored that goal, and John Butchergross changed his Norris vote right then and there in game 7 of the second round to Cody Ceci. And for that, I salute my friend.
That's right. Stand on business. Yes.
How'd you feel about it?
About Arbor Xhekaj of all people?
Yeah, about if he had said, like, as my friend John Butchergross would say, of all people, or if just after he was like a little nod to the great John Butchergross, one of the great calls in recent memory. But I think he was like, oops, I guess we independently both came up with that. No, that's a fucking amazing call that puck knowers know. But if the people like I was talking about earlier, where they're saying, hey, I just checked out that game last night, seems like these two teams are nuts. Those people don't know that that's a Butchergross original.
Yeah, I guess I'll allow it because Sean McDonough kind of owes a rude comment to the Canadian side because he suggested that Rasmus Dahlin was trying to open up his own old cuts earlier in the series. And so him saying Arbor Xhekaj of all people is a bit of a get even, I would say.
Chat says that was Ferraro. I don't think it was.
It was not. It was Sean McDonough.
McDonough.
Yeah.
I don't think that he would have been on the on the call.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, how you feel about it? Just really testing if your mic works still.
About the of all people.
Yeah.
I was wondering how much the general public actually knows about that call at all, or how much of that is a product of the world that we have created. If that is just like our universe really knows the of all people call.
Sean, you were trying to figure out the audio issues, but are you? Well, what was going on in the chat while we were gone? Because it sounds like we missed something.
I didn't have eyes on the chat while we were gone. It wasn't live updating for me over here, so I don't know. But there's been some. We Eric stalled. We Jordan stalled. We Doe
stalled. Yeah.
What happened in the chat during the outage stays in the chat during the outage. So, folks, as long as it was respectful and you were all being nice to each other, I hope you have that. We did get a great. I don't know if we should even call it a "What are we looking at here?" or "Today in Flying Canadiens," because yes, the Canadiens have dove in this series, and that's happened because the Canadiens dive in every series, and that happens because every team dives in every series. I think that we've spent not a lot of time on the whole, like, the Canadiens are diving in this series, and I like that. It's more fun. I consider it different from Hit Chat, but when people are like, this team's been diving, it suggests you're unaware that every team dives.
Yeah, but it is
the Canadiens. The Canadiens, and I think that part of this is like the Centre Bell, like, heightened experience and everything. It just always seems bigger, louder, and more flagrant when it's the Canadiens.
For sure. I think that
it's not a knock. It's just like the way it feels.
And it's definitely been on both sides in this series. I think that this series in particular has been a little bit egregious in terms of the diving. And I would like them to start for the rest of the playoffs doing more exclusive diving penalties, because I just feel like if you're going to dive and you're going to look like an idiot, the asshole tax should be that you take the penalty and that the inciting incident is not penalized.
Yeah, because there have been some where truly, I'm not going to name names because we like these people. There's like one player in particular had one that was so insane that I was like, nothing was done to you. That's got to be a penalty on just you.
Right. Yeah, and they don't ever call that. So I would like to see that more. I also saw somebody suggest that when a goaltender commits a penalty and draws like coincidental minors, that the other team should get to pick the skater that they put in the box. Because in Game 6, I believe it was, Dobej got a slashing penalty on Rasmus Dahlin, and Dahlin came out. And then I forget who the Canadiens sent.
Which in the moment I was like, that's a good trade.
That's horrifying.
For the Sabres. But yeah.
Oh, no. That's smart because they want Newhook to get out of the box
and get a scoring opportunity. Yeah. Because he's not Alex Tuck.
Which, shout out Alex Tuck.
Yeah, he's not.
He missed on that breakaway, or he got stopped on that breakaway, and I was like, he's just going to keep skating right to China. That guy, he's just going to keep
that was
going.
The most, there's never been a more devastating missed breakaway opportunity. I've never felt more pressure or more like a more personally consequential breakaway opportunity than that Alex Tuck opportunity out of the penalty box.
You know what would have been the funniest outcome, though? It wasn't him not scoring on the breakaway. And this is not something that is foreign to the Sabres. Would have been so fucking funny if he played it in the box and had to go right back in. That would have been like perfect Alex Tuck moment for this series. Do we think that Alex Tuck, he's like the one remaining guy who's got to do something? Because Tage had a 4-point night, Dahlin had a 5-point night. Like, everybody's scoring basically. Alex
Quinn
Tuck, where you been?
Snipe show.
Yeah.
When Jack Quinn is on, he gets me so fired up because his shot is so good, and it might be the only thing he can do. But when he does it, it just gets me. It's always sick.
You bring up Alex Tuck. I want to hit Sports Interaction right now. Brought to you by Sports Interaction, Sports Betting Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook, Sports Interaction. Ontario only, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Alex Tuck, who has scored not 1 but 0 goals this series, is plus 250 to score a goal in this game.
He's due.
I would say he's due, and I would also say you got to give me better odds than that.
Yeah.
Like, series he's having, but the problem is I saw some like scoring chances created or scoring chances involved in stats per game at 5-on-5. Alex Tuch was up there. I think he was like second or third in the series. Granted, I'm pretty sure Constantinius was top of the list. I don't know if he was first, but he was up there and he should be. But do we think Alex Tuch scoring and them losing would be very Buffalo Sabres, where you get off the schneid and then you get off the playing games for the rest of the postseason? But do we like Alex Tuch plus 250? Score game 7 at home, really at home, the pride of somewhere near Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Not really.
Not really?
Not really, based off of his inability to finish so far in the series. But hey, best 2 words in sports, he's due.
Best 2 words in sports.
There you go.
Plus 250. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Sean, have you seen an update? I heard some chatter that the Sabres were going to be staying in a hotel in Buffalo. Are they keeping the road mindset?
I have no idea. I have not heard specifically. I have seen people talk about that, but I don't know if that's actually happening or not.
One change they are making is Cammy Clooney will not be singing the national anthems this evening. She posted this morning that they have a special anthem singer for today. She's being replaced. She's being bumped. And we know who the anthem singer is. A lot of people saying Johnny Resnick. No. It is not Johnny Resnick. Some people saying, could it be William Fichtner? I do not know if he's acted in musicals, so cannot confirm. That'd be my vote. It's going to be Doug Allen. Sean, how you feel about that?
I don't I like Doug Allen, so I'm fine with it, I guess. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm ultimately not actually superstitious, so I don't really care. But I don't necessarily love the idea of changing something up like last second.
So Doug Allen was the former anthem singer.
Yes. He was like the OG, like bald guy goatee, like goat head era anthem singer. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what years are we talking?
Like the 2000s, probably into like I don't know when he stopped, to be quite
honest.
What
I'm getting at is we talking good 2000s for the Sabres, or are we talking like
they brought him back on Throwback Thursdays when they would wear the goat heads throughout the regular season as well, on occasion, not every time, but he I think is largely associated with the 05-06 era Sabres.
Matthew in the chat says the creator of Entourage, that is Doug Allen. Yes. Very good though.
Are we putting the Sabres on bad behavior watch for punishing women for their own poor performance on home ice? Like, I imagine that's why they're switching things up right now.
I didn't consider that. I don't know if you could do that because Cammy Clooney got us. She got us here.
Exactly. But she's being punished for the team's performance.
I would say
why change things up right now?
Cammy uses her head voice at the end of "Oh Canada," and as a Canadian, I'd like her to finish that one a little more strongly. So I could see them saying Cammy Clooney's great, but I like them saying big game, anything's on the table. And also, Cammy Clooney can be the Charlie Conway of the Sabres, where Charlie Conway sacrificed his spot in the gold medal game so Adam Banks could play because he could go like this with his wrist famously. So they put Charlie Conway on the bench and they made him a coach for the game. Maybe Cammy coaches this one.
Maybe. We are getting, yes, the Sabres stayed in a hotel responses. So
Did Doug Allen stay? I want to call him Doug Allen now. Did Doug Allen stay in a hotel? Do we know? Does he still live in Buffalo? Is he Buffalo down? What do you know about Doug Allen, Sean?
I don't really know anything about him. I would assume he's a Buffalo guy. But I really don't know. Maybe he's a Southern Ontarian or something like that. Always possible.
Doug Allen, also big time Buffalo sounding name.
Big
like
time.
The greats.
Yeah.
Doug Marrone, Josh Allen.
Doug Flutie.
Relax.
Yep. Doug Flutie. People forget.
You're 2 for 3 there.
Sean, if you could give up home ice tonight, would you do it? Like, would you send this game to the Bell Center? No?
No.
It is fucking crazy. Like the home ice being so bad, where the 4 of the 6 games have been won by the away team. Road team has won the last 3. There is an advantage to forget that it's crazy. It's Centre Bell. Forget that Sabres fans are really intense and get into it. There is the advantage of you having last change. There is the advantage of you getting to dictate your matchups.
Actual concrete.
And for all of the Tage Thompson is struggling, like Phil Deneau's been really good against him. Matchups should matter. Like this should be working. There should be some sort of end result that is tied to the home team getting to have last change. It just doesn't fucking matter.
But there is like an intangible element on the other side too, where it's like, whether it's the atmosphere, whether it's just like having a different mentality on the road. I don't know. The Sabres have looked completely different, specifically in Game 6. They looked so good and like so simple in the way that they approached that game. They were so aggressive offensively, which they hadn't been so far in this series. They were like active in the defensive zone for the first time in a while. Like, I don't know. They've just looked so much better on the road than they have at home that I'm a little worried.
Oh, I'm definitely worried, but I don't think at the end of the day you can't willingly give up home ice advantage like that. That's
not.
I don't care how bad it's going. Like,
Good
unless
news.
like I don't know, maybe if you were in a Coyote situation and you didn't want to play in mullet, but even then, I don't think you would want to give up.
Well, they famously
home
didn't
ice
want to play
situation.
mullet.
Good news if you guys win, though. Good news if
that?
the Sabres win.
Don't have it anymore.
Don't have it anymore. You're going against a
That is
rusty
true.
team, and you get to play on the road. By the way,
Unless
only 1 second
Vegas-
on this. Rough weekend for hockey writers not knowing math. They last played May 9th. They're playing again on May 21st, so they have 12 days off. That is not how that works, folks. First day off is the 10th. Last day off is the 20th. That is 11. Let's show this week /today/Saturday in Canadiens flying. And this isn't even like a dive. This is just, these guys are just all over the place. I circled the player that you want to watch. We got the video.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the Hanush goal?
Yep. Who was it? Is it Demidov?
Got a 2-on-1 with Hanush in front, scores! And Buffalo's got a 2-goal lead.
Bobby Orr.
That is incredible. And Dobej tripped him, but he's like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
The still is very funny. There's the still. I mean, that is the beautiful game if I've ever seen it.
So good and wonderful. Okay, so we've got Cammy not singing the anthem. We've got Doug Allen. We've got the Hurricanes rusty and waiting for them. What do we think shakes out?
I don't fucking know.
Fuck if I know.
That's why
We
I
don't
said
have to
earlier.
Not
do
that kind of podcast.
Yeah, right.
You're lying. You're absolutely lying to yourself if you think you know what's going to happen tonight.
I will say I think I trust the Canadians a little bit more than I trust the Sabres. And
I mean,
maybe I
it's-
think that there's like a little bit more magic in the Canadians' bottle of juice based off of what we saw in Game 7 of the first round series. Like they could get absolutely smoked and still win this game. I don't fucking know, though. I'm just excited to see this one play out.
Here's the thing with the Canadians. If they're the better team, they're going to win. If they're the worst team, there's a 60% chance they're going to win. So that is a big disadvantage. And that doesn't mean that they are pound for pound better than the Sabres. I think the Sabres are the better team. But Canadians win when they play well. Canadians win when they get outplayed.
Yeah, I would say that the Canadians do a better job of finding a way to win.
Yes. And we're going to, this is 2 seasons of this now. So I no longer call them lucky. I just know that there's something about them where, and Canadiens fans might take that and be like, you're just not giving us enough credit. No. Every team wants what the Canadiens have, which is the ability to outplay their opponent and also their ability to not outplay their opponent and still win.
Yeah.
That's called magic, baby, and that's why we watch sports.
I think like the Canadians are the East derogatory version of the Colorado Avalanche, where I've said like the Colorado Avalanche can win in different ways and like they can find a way to win no matter what the game looks like by being the better team in whatever the game is played like. The Canadiens are a team that can win a game no matter what it looks like and look bad in the process, but still win.
Okay.
Two different kind of schools there.
Let's transition to the two most beautiful words in sports, which are asshole tax. Last week, we talked about John Tortorella skipping post-game media and the Golden Knights not opening their dressing room at all to the media. I believe trotting two people out to a podium for 10 minutes after eliminating the Ducks in the second round. There was a lot of talk as to why that happened, and it was confusing because you don't see stuff like that. There was some story about maybe it was the airport because there's a noise ordinance and they got to take off by a certain time. Credit to us, we didn't buy that. We did for a little bit, and then we were like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense, because if the two players were able to go for 10 minutes, John Tortorella could have gone during that 10 minutes. That happens all the time in the playoffs where they'll say, these guys are available here, this guy's available there, and you just got to pick and choose. So that didn't make sense.
You didn't consider that Torts might have been flying the plane. He had to get a head start.
Oh, true. Apologies. We're joking. Now we're about to poke holes in Elliot Friedman's reporting because he confirmed he checked in on the airport thing. That was not it. That was not it, okay? We thought there were holes in it.
If there was a good excuse, we would have heard of the good excuse from the team.
And we also said, yes, like, then they would just say that. They wouldn't be like, you're gonna have to get mad at us, and then it'll turn out it was an airport thing, and then won't there be egg on your face because you guys were wrong for getting mad at us. No, if they were smart, and as with the Bruce Cassidy thing, they don't want to have to deal with this headache and they don't want this all out there, they would have just said, nope, not that. It was this. Sorry about it. We'll catch you next time. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that. And turns out the Knights, whether they were mad about the Braden McNabb suspension, the heat they were getting for the report about Bruce Cassidy and them not letting people talk to him yet, they were just being dicks and they got punished for it. Okay? Mm-hmm. The punishment, John Tortorella fined $100,000. Golden Knights lost their second round pick in the upcoming draft. The NHL released a statement saying the Knights have committed, quote, flagrant violations of the media policy and had been warned. Elliot Friedman said on 32 Thoughts, the team turned down media requests for rights holders in the postseason.
Can't do that.
Don't want to do that.
Can't do that.
Okay? I mean, we've gotten it a lot where we'll try to get something during the playoffs and then the team will say to us, we would, but we got to do rights holder stuff that day. And we don't do any sort of, oh, really? There's no way that is bulletproof. The rights holders get whatever they want.
Because they pay a shitload of money.
They paid for that shit. We did not. That's all them. So when I see that they're turning down stuff from rights holders, I'm like, I could see that pissing off the NHL. Here's what really will piss off the NHL. The team refused to mic up a player in a game per Elliot Friedman. And Elliot had some great stuff on 32 Thoughts about this. I knew that the NHL was deathly serious about players being mic'd up. I did not know how seriously they were. Elliot, and I'm paraphrasing, said that Gary Bettman basically said, if you turn down requests to mic down players, I will take that as a sign that you fucking hate me and want to ruin me. And then it's on, baby.
That is so funny to me. So funny to me that like that's the thing that they feel like they can't lose. It's just like a player grunting for 60 minutes and then like yelling, on the bench.
I agree with it. Slippery slope, where if you say no to that, like every other thing, there's the drive for survive, that thing.
Yeah, drive to survive.
The mic'd up stuff just does work. And then people get to put out clips where they misspell mic'd. It's M-I-K-E-D, but they do M-I-C''D, and it's embarrassing. Like these are the things. This is how shit gets consumed now. And if you, the NHL, which is NHL, as far as I'm concerned, is doing great. And I love it. But I do understand you're trying to get a foothold in more markets. You're trying to win over more people who consume sports and might not necessarily go right to you. So if you are the ones, while fucking baseball players are doing interviews while they're fielding their position, if you're the one saying, no, we're not really doing that.
Trust me, I get it. I just find it funny that Gary Bettman is drawing the line in the sand personally at like, I need my mic'd up players.
So I was going to say, he's got two things, like mic'd up players in hockey in the South. Those are like the two hills.
Those are his two kinks.
Now, so Elliot Friedman said all that, and he also said something that we've been off since Friday. So haven't been able to hit it. I really wanted to hit this because I saw a lot of, some from you, some from other people being like, damn, Torts really got these guys in trouble. That's hilarious. Just got there and he's already fucking shit up. There is no way that was all Torts. I don't know how Torts it was. Torts gets fined $100,000 for his actions. You can't just say I'm not doing media. But the Golden Knights, and I will say we did some stuff with the Golden Knights a couple of years ago. Their media relations people were very nice to us. I know people in the Golden Knights organization. The Golden Knights media relations has had a fucking horrible year. You're not supposed to hear about media relations ever with the team. And going back to the preseason, they kicked a guy out and pulled a reporter's credential for asking about them signing Carter Hart. I will say for the millionth time, in this Golden Knights conversation, you could take the Carter Hart signing out of it. They're kicking reporters out and pulling their credentials for asking about something that they are doing.
They did. They did that shit.
I think they hadn't done it yet. They were talking to him, and there was reports they were going to sign him, and I think Lazarus went, not Johnny, Mark, to ask teammates how they would feel about that, which not unprecedented. It happened when the Bruins signed Mitchell Miller, which granted they had signed him at that point, but they were doing that shit, and they kicked a reporter out for just asking about it. I'll say another thing I've said a million times. Carter Hart was going to sign somewhere. So if you were the team that was going to sign him,
you knew what you're signing up for.
You knew what you were getting, and is that worth it to you? Is it worth the reputational hit you'll take? Is it worth the questions that you're going to have to answer? I think that is a totally fair question. You sign a player who was, if acquitted is not the right word, I apologize. If you sign a player who was acquitted of a heinous crime, I think that it's fair that you be asked what went into this. What went into this decision? What did you consider? Who did you ask? What did you talk about? All these things. How do you know what kind of message this sends to people who aren't happy with that player working? Again, legal for that player to work. Legal for you to sign him.
And I guarantee
you have questions to answer, though. And if your reaction to that is throwing a fucking fit,
I guarantee the answers are not going to be as bad as kicking a reporter out of the room and removing and taking away their credential for just asking the question. So yeah, I mean, it's been a nightmare. This particular instance looks horrible. I agree. And when I said it's hilarious that John Tortorella has cost his team a second round draft pick, I don't think it was fully Tortorella's decision. I don't think that he can walk into there and be there for a month and a half and say, we're doing everything by the way that I want to do it. And I don't think he's trying to rock the boat that hard, but that definitely has a perfume of John Tortorella all over it. I think that John Tortorella was part of the decision. I don't know that for sure, but I would be willing to bet that he was part of that decision and he was part of a push forward to say fuck the media. We don't like the way that this certain thing was handled, and we're going to act like babies about it. And then it ultimately cost them a second round pick, and for Tortorella, $100,000, which is very funny because he's basically on a PTO this season.
Yeah, he's probably, I don't know what he
is he
got
making $100,000?
Yeah, yes, but that is, that might be a fifth of what he's getting. That's real. I don't know what he's making. I'm not going to pocket watch, but all of this bad behavior from media relations. I can't believe I'm talking about fucking media relations on a mic'd up podcast, but here we are. We don't talk about media relations shit. We hit it for a few minutes with the Kraken earlier this season when they didn't take questions. They only let one person ask questions. But how many times is this organization going to have some big sort of, yo, what the fuck? Do you see what they did? And again, I don't know who's responsible for this, and I'm not naming names here, but that is fucking weird. I do wonder how ownership would feel about something like this, because normally I would say something like that happens and you're like, damn, those people might be in trouble. But I think that organization might be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck them. Don't talk to the media.
Do you think they get the second round pick back?
I don't want them to. I don't want them to. I think that the precedent needs to be set that you can't to completely blow off a big part of your job after you've won a series too.
Right.
It's not like it was a bad loss. In 2011, after, I forget, I think it was either game 3 or game 4, after the Canadiens lost in the first round, bad game, shit looked like it was going poorly for them after they were up 2-0. They just skipped everything the next day. They didn't do anything media-wise. And they got banged for it. They got fined for it. That's fucking nothing compared to this, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of the reason why the second round pick was attached to it was because of all the other bullshit and the warnings that they got, and like the fact that this is just something that this team keeps doing. I did see some suggestion, I don't know where it came from, that the second round pick, like the book being thrown at them, is also in part because of the Bruce Cassidy of it all, where they're not letting teams speak to Bruce Cassidy, and the NHL is like holding that over their head, saying, hey, if you want this punishment lessened, start playing the game, allow teams to talk to Bruce Cassidy, things like that. I don't know if that's true, but it's an interesting fold.
Yeah, I agree. That shouldn't have anything to do with
outrageous.
This
is not a goddamn thing. If you don't want them to do it, then make it illegal.
But I think what is true based off of what we're hearing is that this is not like, this punishment is not the result of one thing. It is a result
I think that's probably true.
This team just keeps pissing people off at the league, and the league is like, all right, fucking enough. If you don't want to get in line, we're taking your shit. And they took a second round pick, which is huge.
I agree. I'm pretty passionate that they should not be punished for the Bruce Cassidy thing. I think they should.
I agree. Yeah.
Quit being dicks about it. I don't think that you should fuck up a guy. Like, you fired him. We've been through this. I know it's allowed that it's your call, but you fired the guy. Let him get a fucking job. And I know the counter to that is like, you can get a job in Toronto. You can get a job in LA if we decide. But if they block him from the Oilers and the Oilers don't do great things, I want Bruce Cassidy. I always am there for Bruce Cassidy vengeance. I was pulling for Bruce Cassidy in Vegas when he went there after the Bruins fired him and he won a cup. I was super happy for him, but you can't punish them for this because it's not against the rules. The other shit, yes, throw the book at them because they're being dicks time and again. I can't believe, though, like, and again, we're never going to have another Vegas Golden Knight on our podcast probably because their media relations has to hate us for this, but I can't fathom a media relations department
Costing
losing your team a second round pick. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. And as of 11:13 a.m., Vegas hasn't given permission to any teams to speak with Bruce Cassidy. Still, that's Pierre LeBrun reporting that. So, like, if they're dangling the punishment over their head, saying like start playing ball with us in a lot of different areas, they're still not doing it in the Bruce Cassidy element of things.
Well,
I have a lot more questions for Vegas if they're not letting anybody talk to Bruce Cassidy, by the way, because
they want him as an assistant coach.
I appreciate, unless it's like we're not letting him talk to anybody in the conference. We don't want him there. Like, but if you're just doing it because you don't want Bruce Cassidy to have a job anywhere.
No, they've just really been enjoying him on the TNT panel. They're watching TNT and they're like, damn, we can't let that guy take another job. He's doing a great job on this panel.
ESPN has the cup final, right? So like once the cup starts, they'll let him get a job.
Well, then, like, yeah, I don't know. Oilers will fuck it up. They're going to hire like
Craig
Messier or so. No, like
Talking
somebody.
to Craig
They're going to be
Berube.
like watching the ESPN panel. Damn,
Stan
It's really
Bowman
good.
really likes what he hears from Mark Messier.
no, at least like hire Emily. That way, we'll have a line to. Although I don't want to be in charge of the. I don't want to do any coaching stuff. I don't want to help with that. Fire Bowman, hire Emily. We're good. Getting a couple of cups out of it. Leafs are talking to David Carl, which is very interesting.
I hate it. I don't want. I mean, if David Carl has waited
You hate it for David
years,
Carl?
yeah, I hate it for David Carl, and I would hate the Leafs getting a really good coach. But I hate it for David Carl because, like, if David Carl has been like, I'm not making the jump to the NHL. I'm very comfortable where I am. This program is great. Like, I feel like I have a lot of security. My family's happy here. And then he goes and takes like the most pressure-packed job in the entire NHL. That would be like a 0 to 100 real fucking quick. That would be insane.
You know what my choice for David Carl is? I told Pete before the show. Where do you think, Sean?
Where do I think? I don't know.
Mama.
Who else is?
You're never going to get it because it's insane, but I get where he's coming from.
That's my sweet spot.
It's like the Buffalo Sabres or something.
It's the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, that was the second one
actually-
that you gave me, isn't it? Or is that the first one?
Oh, I mean, I want the. I had a crazy one for me is Ducks going to Joel Quenneville and being like, "Look, man, you've done really good work for us, but it's David Carl. How sick would we be with David Carl?" And then you could have that long run.
Telling Joel Quenneville that like, we can't pass this up, and it's a guy who's never coached in the NHL before.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny.
I mean, Sharks make sense for him, but Sabres in 2 years is what I'm thinking. Stay at Denver, and then eventually an American team will have I don't know if they'll have an opening, but like maybe you start talking to Lindy of like, hey, when do you think we wrap up this tenure?
When you start advising Jarmo Kekalainen.
Exactly. And we all know that at some point Lindy will be head coach again in like 15 years, but when do you wrap up this stretch? How old is Lindy? I love fucking talking about
younger than you think. I think he's not like.
I love talking about sunsetting a coach as they're in Game 7 of the second round. He's 66.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Younger than you think, right?
That guy's like kind of my age.
Okay, but yeah, he's a lot younger than I thought he was. I would have thought like late 70s or something. I mean, it really depends, I think, on what the Sabres look like the next 2 years, because I'm not sure if they're like, I mean, I guess the Oilers did it. Not that it worked for the Oilers ultimately, but like, I'm not sure I want to get close and then be like, now first-time head coach. But we'll see.
I want David Carl to the
Blackhawks.
Blackhawks.
I'm pro Carl.
Yeah.
I want Carl on the
Blackhawks,
Blackhawks. That'd be great.
Open up that checkbook. I mean, whenever he does get a job, it's going to be like $30 million a year at this point.
Probably, yeah. Fucking crazy.
And then he can.
I was going to say, by the way, if the Oilers or if the Vegas Golden Knights are trying to prevent Coach or Berube from like staying nearby, I feel like they've also essentially tied themselves, or not Berube, Cassidy. They've tied themselves to the Berube thing. Like, I feel like the logical next step after someone not getting Cassidy is going to get Berube. And
Definitely.
if Berube rocks in Edmonton, they've effectively done like the same damage they would have done by letting Cassidy speak to them. So I just like they really got to hope that Berube doesn't work out in Edmonton if he ends up going there, I guess is my point.
One thing I'm worried about with Berube is he's from Calahoo, Alberta. I'm afraid the Oilers might be, and every team does this, but it's a really good fit? Guy who grew up 20 miles outside the city. It's like,
Bring him home.
Why? Like that was a thing that was a thing with Jari, right? Like, had a lot of success with the Edmonton Oil Kings. Think this will make sense. Just get a fucking good coach. If it ends up being Berube for some reason, I don't think it'll be the end of the world, but get Cassidy.
Also, who'd they trade for Jari?
Yeah, I know. They traded the guy who is from there. And also the Colorado Avalanche's number 3 defenseman. Brett Kulak stays absolutely thriving. Let's hit the 2 most beautiful words in sports. Jersey leak. Last week on eBay, some Panthers jerseys popped up. And as you show these jerseys that popped up on eBay, I'm going to give you the description that I was given. I went back through my notes. This is the description I was given of the Florida Panthers Hometown Remix jersey. This was back in February. Florida's is interesting. It's pinkish, but not the Miami Vice theme that everyone's expecting. It's more tropical sunset than Crockett and Tubbs. Those are the people in Miami Vice. Sean, when you look at that, how do you think that description matches up? February's description with last week's picture.
Exactly. I think it's exact description.
We can confirm.
Can I have a take on that? Pinkish? The fuck you talking about? That's full pink.
I can't tell. Well, you always got to be careful with these because you can't tell what the lighting is and everything. This is confirmed.
Sunburst vibes.
This is confirmed the Florida Panthers Hometown Remix jersey. They made their way to eBay for some reason, and that's them. Are the 2 greatest? What are your 2 greatest words in sports for describing this?
Can I steal what's in the rundown?
Yeah, I had a suggest. Yeah, you could take the suggested one.
Brother, ew. No, thank you. No, you know my feelings on the City Connects and my problems with the NBA and how they kind of muddy the waters in terms of team branding. There's just like a million different colors for each team. Every uniform looks so different. You turn on a game and you have no idea which teams you're watching at first glance. I don't want to see that come to the NHL. Like, I think that this is a fun jersey. It's cool. Like, it has a lot of streetwear to it. I don't want to see brands get muddied and team identities get like watered down with these weird ass jerseys. I don't like it.
This is going to shock you. Proceed. I'm willing to see more of this. I want to see it on the ice, and then I'll make my decision. Sean, how you feel?
I want one of these jerseys.
My God!
I kind of fucking love these things. I 100% agree with Pete. Like, I don't want, there's a very fine line to walk here. And I think this is also the Florida Panthers. They get to, I'm not as worried about their brand, I guess. Like, if they want to get a little funky, they can do it.
But it's part of a league-wide thing.
Yes,
that's what you have to
I know
do.
that.
Like, it's part of a
But
league-wide thing that all of these are going to fall into sort of the same bucket.
100%, but like the Celtics alternate jerseys haven't gotten as far away from the Celtics as some of the other teams' jerseys have gotten away. So like, I got to see what a Toronto or a Montreal looks like. I am wearing literally that color. That was not on purpose. Like, I got to see how it works for the other more traditional brands. But as far as this jersey by itself, I like it and I want one. I think hopefully the crest is a little bigger than this, I think, youth jersey that's being sold here, hopefully, because it's teeny tiny. But pink jersey, absolutely sign me the fuck up.
Are you doing Marchand on that?
Oh, that feels so disgusting. So
I know.
I might have to. It might be the one. That or Seth Jones, I think would be pretty cool.
So Seth Jones like that for that is cool, but tossing a Hall of Famer on a ridiculous jersey is
exactly
pretty fun.
I want to see who they get. Like, if they end up with
you're gonna get Brady
Skinner. This
Like,
jersey has Jeff Skinner all over it.
Or like the draft gets a little weird and, Keaton Verhoff falls to them or something like that. Like,
starting off with the hometown remix of the franchise player rocks.
Although part of me kind of would want a Barkov, which also feels disgusting. But like, if you're going to get weird, I need something with a letter on it as well, because that's a funky C.
Barkov would be cool on that. I think that is like the Hall of Famer that's allowed for some reason.
I mean, Marchand really just feels like an absolute violation.
So like, I'm just like so torn on this because like the jersey is cool and I like how bold it is. It's just it opens up a dangerous door that I don't know if I want to see opened.
I feel like it's just going to feel like every team has a Stadium Series jersey during the season, and it's just like you're going to see them every once in a while and be like, this doesn't look like it's really supposed to be done. But like, I feel like, I don't know. It depends on how much they wear them. Like, they can't overdo it.
Did I did some updates on some other jerseys, right?
I believe you gave the descriptions when you first got
We may
them.
have put them on.
I think I may have
Patreon.
put it behind a paywall. I'll toss out a couple right now, okay? The Bruins one is brown with yellow and gold stripes and
Yellow and gold?
Yellow and gold?
or like yellow goldish stripes.
Okay.
Okay, is it like yellow like slash gold? Is that what
It is. Hold on.
Does it have text on the front? The Bruins are fucking obsessed with putting words on the front.
The Bruins one is I have seen and is very collegiate themed.
Oh, God. I think I've also seen it.
Yeah,
and I don't like it.
It's collegiate themed. Yeah, like
ew, gross.
The Ducks one is sick. The Ducks one is very District 5 forward. The Sabres one is like a cool, like royal bluish goat head.
Yeah.
Really into that.
Oh.
And
that's not what I thought it was.
The Oilers one is very Team North America. And I bet a lot of people will hate it. I'm fucking into it. It's like a black and
fucking love it.
Orange thing.
The Sabres one is very accompanying the last like the goat head reverse retro when they did all the white. Yeah. It's very like
that's
the opposite
fine,
of
maybe.
that.
I was thinking we were ending up with more of a navy, and that's what I was scared of.
No. Unless you never know the lighting in some of these things, but there's some cool ones coming. The Ducks one, man, watch out.
Hell yeah.
I don't care where you're playing, Frank.
This
Getting it.
is the crazy one to like have the first leak with the Panthers.
I kind of love it though because it says buckle up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It really makes a statement.
On the the Ducks, can I just quickly take a victory lap for being so fucking mind-blowingly wrong about Lukas Dostal this postseason?
A victory lap for being
Respect.
Respect. It's more like an accountability lap, but yes.
Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll take accountability laps. I was thinking it the other day. I was like, because I saw some like goaltending numbers so far this postseason, and like we say a lot of things, we throw it out there, so we're not going to circle back every time we're right about something or every time we're wrong about something. And especially now, there's so much going on. Things are moving very quickly. But I was like, I got to remind myself to just point out how crazy wrong I was on that. I had a feeling about Dostal this postseason. It was the wrong one.
Yeah, it was for sure the wrong one. But it came from a good place. He's a good goaltender.
I love him.
Not so good this postseason.
Not so good this postseason. But also I was like, wait, why did I think he was going to be off? I guess I didn't know they were going to play Edmonton in the first round. I thought they might play Vegas, and you could do some stuff there. We learned in the second round, couldn't do some stuff there. Maybe I'm just a year too early, but definitely crazy wrong on this one.
For sure.
You meant Dobej the whole time. You were saying Dostal. You meant Dobej.
Dostal.
Yeah, and I'm crazy wrong on that one too then.
Dobej's pretty good.
I haven't loved Dobej this.
He has certainly had his moments of being like, Jesus Christ, but he has been good at points too.
I think game 3, it was just an exciting time. I don't think it was like, holy fuck. The Sabres just can't solve this guy.
He was really good.
He was really, that's what I'm saying. But it wasn't like a holy fuck thing.
There were. When he was like, when he stopped Zach Benson 3 times in a row in the crease, basically, that felt like a holy fuck thing.
Yes, very good. Let's do the slate. I just did a Kyle. Yes.
Very good.
Nice.
Before we do the slate, do we want to do an update on the Freak?
Oh, yeah, we forgot to do that Friday, right? Do we have let's do the update on the Freak. If you didn't know, the Carolina Hurricanes have a little Freak robot that they think makes them look cool. And while there is a 50% chance I'm going to root for the Carolina Hurricanes in the conference final.
50% chance?
Really?
Yeah.
What's that about?
You don't like the Montreal Canadiens?
I love the Canadiens and I love this Canadiens team, but if they're not playing the Sabres, I want the Hurricanes to finally make their run. They've earned it, and the Canadiens will have their many chances. I'm not going to be like gung-ho rooting either side because I really like the Canadiens, and I just want good things to happen to the Hurricanes for once, and I think now's the time that they can do it.
Somebody's got to bring Hurricanes fans to a decent level on this show.
I was going to say, and Lord knows Pete's not going to root against the Canadiens in anything.
That's right.
Yeah, they have their little freak that is just clearly not cool, but they are trying to make it happen. Let's see how the players have reacted to it.
What is that?
Good behavior, A.
Oh, nice. Pretty cool. My dog can't even do that.
Nice, he said, terrified.
This is why Seth Jarvis is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Honestly, get that thing out of my face.
He already has friends. Doesn't need one of those.
Seth Jarvis, never wrong. Never wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Except for when he talks about himself.
What's that?
I said except for when he talks about himself. That's when he's wrong.
That
I
is
know.
true, yeah.
Go easy on our friend Seth.
Yeah.
Incredible slate tonight if you are from the beautiful province of Quebec. Because there's 2 games tonight, and both are pretty big. The Montreal Victoire with an opportunity to win their first Walter Cup. The first non-Minnesota Frost winners could be the Montreal Victoire tonight if they can once again beat the Ottawa Charge. Came back, won a 2-1 game in game 2. Now series in Ottawa. Allez Victoire. I will say
game 2 winner was a product of, I think, quite literally the worst defense I've ever seen in a hockey game in my entire life.
It was not good.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what
there
was
was like all
good.
5 Ottawa players in one spot. Rest of the offensive zone for Montreal.
and just falling
completely
over
empty.
themselves. They were in one spot and falling over themselves.
Chat says,
was really
love how
bad.
I'm reading live chat and I'm 20 minutes behind, but I just know they're talking about the fucking robot. Amazing. And game 7. Montreal Canadiens visit the Buffalo Sabres, who will be in a hotel every minute until that game begins. They will miss both anthems. They'll be in a hotel, and then they'll be airlifted to the game at KeyBank Center. Series tied 3-3, 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. You can catch it on ESPN. Victoire, by the way, in charge at 6 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada on YouTube. We, as a show, made the decision to not hightail it back to Buffalo for this game because A, we're a little tuckered out, a little tired. B, we want to do more stuff. And
There's more hockey.
we're thinking that there's more hockey. And I mean, if the Canadians advance, we'll still want to go to cool shit. But go Canadians, go Habs, go. Love you all, love to support you. I really want this Buffalo train to keep rolling.
Sean says that he wants to go to Raleigh.
I was gonna say I would absolutely go to Raleigh like that. We've been to Montreal. I feel like you don't get much more opposite than Raleigh, and I don't mean that necessarily derogatorily. I'm interested in the experience.
What do we think? Maybe Raleigh this second or third round, and then Denver Cup final.
That's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, Pete's
I'm
thinking
not a
no.
big travel guy.
Nah. Okay, we won't.
I like doing the show because we get to choose when we want to travel, and I'll usually choose not traveling. But I mean, I might subscribe to some Denver in the Stanley Cup final.
Also, respectfully, I don't think Denver needs us or wants us.
But I feel like we got some good Avs
It would be
fans that
cool
would
to
want us to go out
like
there.
double grift and act like we're grifting as like, what up, everybody? You know we're Avalanche down and have been no jokes about the Avalanche. And we'll have like a watch party with a big sign that says no jokes allowed. And I don't know if Whatnuts would like that. Or if I think that Avalanche fans, I think we could trick a few of them if they don't know who we are. But like, would the Avs fans in the chat want to watch an Avalanche game with us?
Probably. I think so. I think
I'd
so.
have so
Some of them
much
would
fun watching
love
a
to
game
just
with
yell at
Katie.
us every time Marty Nachas did anything and be like, B tier player. Huh?
I'll say the power rankings last week, man, time flies. Power rankings last week went gangbusters. Was very proud of how everyone performed there. That
I was
like,
proud of Avalanche fans for taking it in stride.
I was going to say that's the most jazz we've ever done. Like every note was perfectly played. A lot of Avalanche fans in the chat being like, I'll be honest, like I'm an Avalanche fan, but even I can admit you're giving us a little too much credit here, sort of stuff.
That's right.
Terrific.
I like
suggest
Denver,
a
by the way.
plan?
Denver's a good city, and so I would be down to go to Denver.
Going to be in Denver in 3 days.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 4 days. What I was going to suggest though is that we meet in Baltimore on the way to Raleigh and go to Camden Yards.
Ooh.
Basically midpoint of the drive, I think, for both of us. Just saying. Since we're already going to Raleigh, we've all agreed.
My dad ass behavior. My dad's a big fan of, hey, let's drive here. Stop in Baltimore, catch a ball game. I've done that multiple times.
If you're traveling in the summer and you're not at least looking to see if you can go to a ball game, I don't respect you.
I totally agree with that. And feel like it's got to be in Baltimore too. I've done that, yeah.
I mean, I I love Washington. Nationals Park is a nice modern facility, but if I'm in that area, I'm definitely. And I also haven't been to Camden Yards. I'm trying to go to every park.
Oh, Camden Yards rules. I actually haven't been there in like 20 years, so maybe it stinks, but I always loved it.
100% getting to a new park this summer. I don't know where, but it's happening.
Smart Park. All right, let's hit some super chats. Shall we? I have no idea how long this show went because there were technical issues for 3 years. Young Gritty says, send Jazz $500 of Bitcoin for audio to get fixed. Yes, Jazz is the man for the job. Michael Curtis says, put the word out there that we back up. Thank you for everyone who welcomed us back. Paradisiacal Dreams says, this super chat is for the chat making our own fun during technical difficulties. I believe it. I believe you can do it, and I believe you did. Mike Noyes says, while you guys were away, we were allowed to say whatever the hell we wanted. Very good. Megan Staggs says, sorry that you boys were in technical difficulties, hell, but please know the chat was equal parts supportive of you and also making nonstop puns. I don't doubt it for a second. Jimmy Alamode says, mic'd talk on my mic'd podcast. Very good. Jazzy Cornflakes, reach out to me. Either on, do I have access to my own DMs? I don't know if I have my DMs open. Reach out to me on Twitter, Instagram, somewhere. I have a question for you.
That would not be your access to the DMs.
What's that?
You're like, do I have access to my DMs? They might be not open.
No. Oh, yeah, I guess I have access to them. That is to say that if you've ever DM'd me, I ain't reading all that. Jazzy Cornflakes contact me and says, Jazzy Cornflakes says, would watch the games tonight, but I'll be on a flight. Damn.
Brutal.
Renee says, Kings granted permission for the Oilers to talk to Jim Hiller.
Whoa.
And then the Oilers said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Jose
You can
on
talk
the
to
air.
this guy too if you want to take him off our books.
Jose on the air. Now to see what song I play after Game 7 for the Sabres tonight. I'll Believe in Anything or Don't Smile by Sabrina Carpenter. Regardless, go Sabres. Jose on the air back for more. Twitter has rumblings the Sabres may go goat head tonight and pony up whatever the fine from the NHL is for uniform policy. I think they're doing it. That would be crazy. I would
be quite the move.
That would be crazy, and I would love it so fucking much.
Yeah, I mean, it's so bold that I wouldn't be able to help but respect it. I obviously don't think it's happening. I think Lindy was wearing all goat head stuff this morning, so I think that's kind of what inspired it.
That would be the most I've ever seen. That would be the most I've ever seen a team like lean into. We suck at home, so we're going to stay at a hotel. We're going to fire our anthem singer and bring in a new one. We're going to fucking
not a new one, though.
Like the old one. We're going to pay
old one that
money
goes with the goat heads.
We're going to pay money so that we can wear like illegal uniforms.
Oh, Terry would be my goat. Terry would be my absolute goat.
Sean, I'm sending you a picture from morning skate this morning. It features friend of the podcast, Emily Benjamin, features friend of the podcast, Anna Dua, friend of the podcast, Joe Yurden.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
What's that?
That Lindy was wearing goat head this morning.
No, he wasn't.
When did you say that?
Was he?
I literally just said that. Yeah, he was wearing the all black.
Well, it was while I was sending you that, so respectfully, I was doing my job. Sorry, I don't have time to listen to whatever conjecture you were throwing out there. But Lindy wore goat head this morning. The tweet, by the way, about the goat head thing comes from an account called Andrew Heaters. It has paid for a blue check mark. It is following one account and has 27 followers. Its bio is Twitter enforcer protecting the fellas against all bad takes. And the tweet is, according to sources, the Buffalo Sabres have reached out to NHL offices inquiring about wearing their goat head uniforms tonight in an effort to shake up their mojo at home. Per NHL rules, the team would receive a fine, cigarette emoji, hashtag Let's Go Buffalo. This is the tweet that has a bunch of retweets and is circulating. I again repeat, Andrew Heaters, one following, 27 followers, Twitter enforcer protecting the fellas against all bad takes. Fellas is capitalized. This is what our friends Felger and Maz would refer to as a brown checkmark source.
A brown check mark?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Back when blue check marks meant something, they would say, like, if they heard something that they were like, we want to say this, but if it's wrong, don't get mad at us. They'd say like a brown check mark source, meaning like a poopy check mark versus a blue check mark.
I mean,
Poopy.
Lindy might have fell for it. Lindy was in his closet this morning, was like, I guess we're wearing these ones. He had goat head hat, goat head sweatshirt. I'm going to be locked in. What if they come out in the regular uniforms?
They do the Kings thing?
Yes. I think they're going to do it. I'm believing.
No, that would be, I mean, like, can you clown on them? Like, that's what I'm trying to decide. Like, it's so bold that I'm trying to decide because if they do it and it backfires, I certainly would be like, you can't make fun of these guys. Like, that was such a crazy swing. Like, they had to know the potential ramifications.
Oh, no.
But
if they lose, you absolutely get to clown on them. They pulled out all the stops.
Yeah.
They paid extra
That's
money.
why
Like, they got like the
you can't
premium
do it.
edition. They did pay to win. And they fucking get smoked in Game 7. No, I think that adds more pressure if you do the goat head and you come out and you
that's
have
kind
to
of what
win.
I'm saying.
This would
Like,
be-
you can't do that.
Sean, this would be Houston Texans and Letterman jackets if they lose. But
it's
if we have
worse.
to lock in right now, is this cool? Win or lose? You don't get to change your mind after? I think this is cool as fuck. I think this is the coolest thing I have seen a team do in recent playoff memory. Granted, the other things done by teams in recent playoff memory is be little bitches with the media and not talk to reporters and have people think maybe it's a plain thing. This, way cooler. If you're paying a fine for something in the playoffs, it better be because you're stepping out in the clothing you like.
Yeah. I like that.
I would say,
I will lock
regardless
in
of-
cool, but with the caveat that if you lose, it becomes extremely uncool very quickly.
It is massive backfire potential. I would say, regardless of what happens, the only clear winner is Terry Pegula because that's baller as fuck. If you're just like, fuck it, blank check, whatever it takes for the boys, absolutely, like that would get me going. I think it would be too. I think it's a little too risky though.
So you never got a Josh Stone goat head, right?
I did not.
If they win tonight, does that improve your odds?
The problem is that if they were to, I mean, I guess I can always add a Stanley Cup patch later. But like, if they're wearing the goat heads now, because the problem is if you wear the goat heads tonight and you win, you're a goat head team. You got to keep the goat heads.
They are wearing. You get to reset at the beginning of every series, so they will get to choose the goat heads for the conference final if they win in them tonight.
Yeah, and the only thing I hate about that is that it would be red on black versus red on black. But
See,
whatever.
yeah, I was
Not
gonna
to get ahead
say-
of myself.
No, winning goat heads tonight, go back to blue.
I mean, you can't, right?
I don't think you can. I don't. That's like
Yeah,
like
because if we've learned anything from their goalies, when one goalie, when something works for one game, it's definitely going to keep working.
You ride the hot jersey.
And it would, but wearing the red and black would help with the making it feel like it's on the road thing. Because when you go on, and then everything's red and black all the time, even Carolina or Buffalo. We're getting really far ahead.
I mean, I'm telling you,
they can't wear red and black on the road because they don't have a red and black.
That's true.
Away
that part
uniform.
is true. Yeah.
rush the hometown
point,
remix
but-
and change the colors.
Just bring back really break the rules and make your own custom white goat heads for the playoffs.
I'll say it's reached a point in the last 40 seconds. If they do not wear the goat head tonight, I think they're fucking cowards and they're asking to lose.
letdown. It's a letdown.
You better fucking wear that shit. Don't let me
would be-
come in tomorrow having seen you lose in blue.
It is crazy that given everything that's happened in the series through 6 games, the number one storyline heading into Game 7 is what are the Sabres wearing?
I'll take
Sabres
it.
lost. What were they wearing? Stephanie Mills, important super chat. Stephanie Mills says, it's important to me. You all know Burned Oils is a big fan of Sean's pink shirt. He super chatted before the technical difficulties. We did see people saying that Burned Oils' redemption arc is continuing. I know redemption arcs aren't for everybody. We are, in case-by-case basis, we like a good redemption arc.
Come home.
If you're being
Come
an
home,
asshole,
Burned Oils.
if you're being an asshole, the goal is for you to stop being an asshole. Burned Oils has been an asshole before. If they're not being an asshole right now,
To y'all,
we say, yeah, maybe they're still being assholes.
maybe Burn Oils is just a Sean DePaz guy.
I don't think it's that.
And Stacey Faye says, gonna name my new hockey romance novel, Mike Gets Mic'd Up.
If it's
think
spelled
you,
MIC''D, then keep it. And then from Miss Zoella, going to Game 2 on Saturday. Please come through. Yeah, I'm not ruling out hitting a Hurricanes game. But we'll see.
I
We
want to go
got
to Carolina.
Yeah. Okay. We
Never
can see what happens. First, we got the two most beautiful words in sports, and that's bye-bye. Talk to you tomorrow. Love ya. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.